I feel like we should be using only the highest quality products, and that is jojoba. The jojoba company is the only company in the world that carries 100% pure, first pressed quality jojoba. That means that they don't squeeze the seed quite so hard. They do a light pressing called a first press, and you don't get as much jojoba out of it, but it is the highest quality jojoba available on the market. It's non-allergenic, so you can use it on any client and every client without fear of an allergic reaction. That is my favorite part. It takes the fear out of putting my hands on people. You can get 20% off jojoba when you shop through our link, massagebusinessblueprint.com/jojoba.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Massage Business Blueprint podcast, where we help you attract more clients, make more money, and improve your quality of life. I'm Michael Reynolds.
I'm Melissa Haynes.
We're your hosts. Welcome to our show today. We're glad you're here. I'm glad you're here too, Alyssa.
I got to say, we're already off to a really good start because I muted myself properly before I coughed during the intro.
I noticed that.
So good day. Good morning,
Episode
Andrew.
438, and we're learning how to do this. Hey, Andrew.
Episode 438. Oh, goodness. Michael, what you been watching or reading?
Yeah, so I'm watching, my wife and I, Ari and I, are watching this delightful show called Elementary. It's been out for a while, but we just recently discovered it. It's got Johnny Lee Miller, who I know from the movie Hackers, which is like classic back in the day, and Lucy Liu, and it's delightful. We really like, deduction, crime, caper, solve mysteries kind of things. And it's really smart and really delightful, and we're just really enjoying it. So highly recommend Elementary. I forget what network it's on. Watching on Hulu. So it's on Hulu and probably all those places. So
okay. So you know how many times I have watched Elementary start to finish?
I'm going to go with...
It's twice. It's twice.
Okay. I was going to say 2 or 3.
You got to tell people the shtick. So it's a Sherlock Holmes take, right? Yeah. So there's the dude and whatever. Is his name Sherlock? They don't call him Sherlock.
Yeah, Sherlock.
It is Sherlock. Okay. So yeah, and Lucy Liu is Watson, but she is actually so they have Sherlock as like an alcoholic drug addict, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And Lucy Liu is like his handler, like his very rich dad has hired a sober companion for him. Mm-hmm. So it's a Sherlock and Watson situation, but in modern day, whenever it was made, like a decade or two ago. And yeah, and I got to say, like, Lucy Liu is just stunning. She's just stunning, and she's a fantastic actress, and I adore her.
Same. So yeah.
I love that you're watching this. I might watch it again.
So good. It's so good. Really enjoying it. So highly recommend it.
So what I have been watching, so I have 2 things to tell you guys about today. So one, I've been watching Homegrown on HBO Max. Now, if you go to HBO Max and you search for Homegrown, there's 2 shows called Homegrown, and one is about terrorists, and that is not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about the urban gardening show. It is so good, my friends. It is so good. So it's based in Atlanta, and it's a reality TV show, but I don't really watch reality TV, so roll with me on this. Atlanta-based farmer Jamila Norman helps families transform their outdoor spaces into beautiful and functional backyard farms. Oh my God, I love this show so much. I've already blown through all of the episodes that are on HBO Max. And it's so great because you really do learn things that will make like gardening and farming a little more accessible to you. Now, I will say that after I watched the first like 4 episodes, I had like a Home Depot cart of like $800 for like raised bed gardens and all of the things I needed to like grow tomatoes and cucumbers and a whole bunch of other things in my front yard next year. I did calm the heck down and realized that I was not going to have the time to do that. So I took out all of the raised bed stuff and vegetable related stuff. And I just have my little trowel and gardening gloves because I'm going to stick to flowers for next year. But the goal is for 2024 to have a hopefully vibrant and lush garden in my front yard, which has like with all kinds of vegetables. My front yard's full sun, so there's really no reason not to do it. But this coming year should be like finishing up the perennial flower garden stuff that we have going on, and then 2024 is going to be all about vegetables. Anyhow, Homegrown.
It's kind of on my list too. We can't do the whole front yard thing. We have an HOA, but we have. I want to get those hanging boxes and like do box gardens. Like that's on my list at some point to do as well.
So can you do whatever you want in your backyard?
Within reason. No, I mean we can't really like turn the whole thing in. Well, I mean within reason. Yeah, I could probably do something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you can do a lot in container gardens. They're awesome.
Yeah.
So the second thing is what I've been reading, and I happened upon it, and I don't know how, but I did. Viola Davis has a memoir called Finding Me, a memoir. What I didn't know, and what made me start reading it, is I didn't know Viola Davis was born and raised in Central Falls, Rhode Island, which is like literally the town over from where my grandparents lived and very close to where I grew up. She was in a very different type of community. She lived in some pretty massive poverty and difficult situations, but it was kind of interesting to read a memoir of someone whose life was so dramatically different from mine, and only took place like 5-10 miles away. But it's weird when you like know the landmarks that someone's talking about. And she is in a newer movie, the something King, Woman King, something like that. And anyhow, so I had seen her on TV here and there pumping this movie, and then I came across her memoir, Finding Me by Viola Davis, and it's very good. And that's all the stuff that I'm watching and reading.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Andrew is joining us on Facebook, and the comment's a little bit too long, so I'm going to take it off screen so I can read the whole thing here. I'm looking forward to the season premiere of American Horror Story tonight, reading/listening to The Philosopher's Toolkit on Audible from the Great Courses. Super excited for the CE Summit on Lymph and Lymphatics with ABMP later this month. Sounds exciting, Andrew.
I'm going to talk about that summit in a little bit.
Nice. And then Marcy is joining us also on Facebook. Says, good morning for me and Canelo. Canelo's her dog.
Canelo, the puppy that ended up making me get a puppy.
And then Andrew
sorry, go ahead.
Andrew follows up with, she's also in a lot of older Law and Order episodes.
Yes, she is. I can't watch Law and Order. It freaks me out a little too much. Although I haven't, I used to watch it when I like lived alone, and you can't do that. What's next? What are we doing?
ABMP, there, our next sponsor.
Oh, excellent. So sorry, I have everything out of order. So actually, I am excited to talk about ABMP because they've been a long time sponsor, and I'm going off book our normal talking points because I do want to tell y'all about the 2022 ABMP CE Summit, which is free, including the 3 hours of CE credit, free for everyone in the profession. It is Tuesday, October 25th. You can go to abmp.com/summit and get all the info. It is live happening next Tuesday, October 25th, 2022. If you've missed it, my guess is if you are an ABMP member, you're going to be able to get the recording free in the Learning Center. And my guess is if you're not a member, you'll probably have to pay if you don't do the live thing. I'm not entirely certain. Actually, it says this new CEO course will be added to the Education Center after the event. And as a matter of fact, all of that information is right here because ABMP is really, really good about giving us information. It is going to be phenomenal. There's a welcome from ABMP President Les Sweeney. Ruth Warner and Megan Belanger are doing Lymphatic System, an Essential Guide to Underrated System. All kinds of stuff, all kinds of teachers, lots of names you'll recognize. Addressing knee conditions, MLD for post-surgical clients, cupping in the lymphatic system, which I have seen a lot of questions about. Basic techniques for neck and face. This is going to be a phenomenal education event. So if you can do it live, do it. It's free for everybody. If you can't do it live, make sure you check out the Education Center. It is going to be there free for ABMP members and for a small fee for non-members. But I got to tell you, they're always a reasonable price for non-members even. So yeah, that's that. abmp.com/summit.
ABMP is kind of incredible. Like they just constantly over deliver value. Like it's incredible. Like
they are like legitimately, I mean, it's a business, but they really, really focus on serving their membership and serving the profession as a whole. And I really appreciate that about them. Fantastic. And they managed to keep a business going at the same time, which respect.
All right. Based on what we're talking about today, I'll bet you're going to tell us that 2023 is right around the corner.
Oh my gosh, it's so right around the corner.
What?
Which I'm really not like prepared for. Like, so I guess we're in the fourth quarter now, aren't we? Yeah,
We
October
are.
1st.
We're in Q4.
Oh my God. So yeah, our topic today is planning your 2023 massage schedule now. This is a recurring topic that I like to cover towards the end of a year, because if you book your clients a couple of months out, I'm booking into December now, which means I have to make decisions about which holidays I'm taking off and what I want my life to look like. So now is a beautiful time. The next couple of weeks are a beautiful time to start thinking about next year, in that, what did you not like about your schedule this year? Like, did you not like that you were having 5 clients in a day? Would you prefer 4? Would you prefer to go to work a little earlier, a little later, or not on Wednesdays? Would you prefer to work a couple days in a row and then have 3 and 4 days off at a time? Or would you prefer to work 3 and 4 days and then have a couple of days off in a row? Like, what do you want more of? Or do you want to space your days out? That's what I need to do. If I have to go to the office more than 2 days in a row, I get super grumpy. So, also, it's just like more food than I can prep on the day before I have to go into work for 2 or 3 days in a row. It just stresses me out. So, what works for you? What doesn't work for you? Because what does and doesn't work for us is going to change over time as our lives change and as our energy levels change and as our bodies change and as our sleep schedules change. All of these things change. So we need to evolve our business to continue to meet our needs, because our needs need to be the priority. Otherwise, we're going to burn out. So plan now to avoid that burnout. What do you need to recoup from your work? Do you need longer weekends? Do you need full vacations, like long, like 7 to 10 day or more vacations? Do you want to not be working all these like holidays that are like sort of holidays, like they're holidays for school and the post office, but not for a lot of businesses, like Indigenous People Day or Veterans Day, or there's a President's Day, I think, that like, there's school holidays but and postal holidays, but not all of business is closed. So a lot of times we work instead. Anyhow, you get my idea. Do you want to take more school vacations off so you can be home with your kids, or do you want to work more during school vacations and pay someone to watch your children? I can get on board with that. Practical stuff. Was it a pain in the neck to get all your dentist and doctor's appointments scheduled this year? Were you constantly shifting your work schedule to do that? So maybe if you can schedule ahead, you can plan. I actually put in my calendar next spring a day to get my, or no, it's a year from now. I put a day in my calendar because I already scheduled like my physical for next year. And I'm going to have my dentist, my eye doctor appointment, and my physical all in one day. So I'm just taking one day off of work and getting it all done, because I had them all within like 2 weeks this year. And it was a total pain in my neck to be like shifting and doing. And it was a pain. So I'm taking a day off next year to just do all of those things. Hopefully it'll work with all of those practitioner schedules. I haven't had a day where they're all in. I see my dentist next week, so I'm going to try to schedule that properly. But maybe that works for you. Maybe that doesn't. I just made my whole desk shake. I'm sorry for people watching on camera. Tax prep time. Do you need to schedule a day to like just do your tax prep? Or half a day, whatever. That's something you should get scheduled into January or February, so that you are not having a stay up late all night the night before your tax prep appointment in March. So not everybody can think 365 days or more ahead. That's legit. That's fine. I know that I can't. But if you can't plan a full year, and so you've been starting to tune out my suggestions, figure out what you can plan. Maybe that's just the first quarter. Maybe that's just the first month. Maybe it's the first 6 months of the year. Whatever you can do, do. Little side tip. If you clear a day in your calendar or block it off, be very specific about why you're blocking it off. Like literally put that note in the calendar, because I have absolutely blocked off a day real quick, not put in why, and then had no idea why I blocked off the day. So, because you're going to come look at it 3 months later and you're going to be like, I have no idea what this is about. So definitely put a note in your calendar when you block off a day for a specific reason. And also, like, a lot of what I've suggested is about taking time away from work. What if you decide you want to work more? What do you need to set up in your schedule so that you can work more? Is it doggy daycare? That's me. Is it childcare? Is it adjusting your space sharing arrangement? Is it, do you need more time for admin time, and what supports need to be put into place for that? Do you have any big projects or expansions or ideas that you want to explore? Because it's great to set aside time and make that work time specifically for exploring new ideas and doing the research on that. The final message here is that your business needs to serve you. So you've got to make sure you have a good balance going. Whatever that balance looks like for you, it's different for everybody. Whatever that is best, whatever is best for you is the key, and figuring that out and being flexible with evolving it and being okay with like disappointing our client or two if your schedule shifts a little bit. That's just going to happen, but your business needs to continue to serve you. That is my message.
Love it.
I'm glad.
Sorry, I was
It's a
just like,
simple one. It's so matter of fact.
oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's never
Okay.
too early to think about that because I mean it's mid-October by the time we're recording this, but basically with holiday season upon us, the year is done. so so
I saw that on Twitter yesterday. Someone was like, welcome to, let's circle back on that in January season.
yeah, exactly. That's right. And I love being super intentional about what you want. So many of us are like, we let our businesses run us, and we're in charge. Like, we get to decide how we run our business. So I love the fact that you're already thinking about, hey, what do I want next year to look like, and how do I want my business to look? And I'm the one in charge of that. I really like that.
Yep.
Thank you. All right. Well, speaking of how to run your business and you're in charge and all those sorts of things, we have a great resource for you as our last sponsor. And hey, it's us. We're the great resource.
Yeah, let's talk about the Blueprint Mastermind community. And I'm going to talk about it from a personal standpoint today. Um, I was having a problem figuring out how to communicate some stuff to my client base about some weird schedule things. And I had talked to a few clients and realized it wasn't going well. And so I put a question out to the community like, here's what I need to communicate. How can I do that in a way that is better received? And it was such a good experiment for me because some people were like, well, I think you're doing it fine. And some people were like, well, you could reword it this way. And some other people were like, yeah, you're doing it totally wrong and you're centering yourself in this, and that's probably a bad idea. They said it way gentler. And I was like so resistant to that concept. And upon further thought and then a little bit of a private discussion with one of our members who is also a dear friend, um, I was totally wrong in the way I was handling it, and I was making clients uncomfortable unnecessarily. And thank you, Stacy, for setting me straight. But here's the thing. If I had put that question in like a Facebook group of massage therapists of like a bajillion thousand people, it would have been a mess. It would have been a mess. I would have had people telling me I'm right. I would have had people telling me I'm wrong. I wouldn't have had like really thoughtful input from kind people who have actually seen my face and I've seen them. And when you can see people and when you talk to people multiple times, you create this relationship with them, and it makes you be kinder and gentler and more thoughtful in your speech and your ideas. And that is what our community did for me last week. So you might want to consider joining, I don't know, 100, 200 other massage therapists who are helping each other. Our members are so smart and they are using their experience and sometimes their lack of experience to help each other navigate business issues, marketing issues, networking issues, financial issues, communication issues, sometimes even pathology issues. We've got a little room for that in our community. And it's just kind of awesome. We get to build our businesses together and we have people to right our ship with us when we go off course. You can learn more about that community at massagebusinessblueprint.com/mastermind. You get the first 30 days free. It's $19.99 a month. If you're an ABMP member, you can use the link to get $5 off your monthly membership there. MassageBusinessBlueprint.com/mastermind has all the info you need.
Yeah, right on. It's a great community.
And again, thank you, Stacy.
Yes, thank you to all who participate. All right, quick tips. You got anything? One small tech thing today.
Bring it on, nerd.
Hear it? All right. So, did you know, dear listeners and dear viewers, that you can type, if you're using the Chrome web browser, you can go to your address bar and type doc.new, and it will spin up a new Google Doc on the spot. So you don't have to like go to Google Drive and click new and start it. Like it saves you a few clicks. It just like starts it right there on the browser. So I thought I would share that with our listeners because it's a nice little shortcut.
What a brave new world.
I know. I mean, what amazing times we live in where you can just type doc.new in your browser and start a Google Doc. Like,
gosh, I love the future.
It's magic. So,
this is better than Star Trek promised us. Okay,
I've never seen.
Let's be done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've never seen Picard start a new Google Doc from his browser that quickly. So you might be right.
I haven't either.
All right. Well, it's hard to top that. So should we wrap up there?
Please, let's end.
All right. Thanks, everyone. What?
Please.
Okay. Thanks, everyone, for joining us today. We are glad you are here with us. A reminder, you've probably heard us talking about, hey, comments and good morning, people and stuff. That is because if you want to watch the broadcast live, we do record this podcast every week live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube Live. Pretty much everyone joins us on Facebook, but we're on all three of those locations at 9 a.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. So if you want to stop by our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, you can watch us live and pop in questions and comments. But again, most of you listen on the podcast, which is awesome. So we appreciate that. And if you'd like to learn more about us, you can find us on the web at MassageBusinessBlueprint.com. Also, you can send us comments, questions, love notes, hate mail, whatever you want. That is podcast@MassageBusinessBlueprint.com. That goes to me and Alyssa both. We will both see it and we will respond, and we appreciate all feedback. So as always, thanks for joining us today. Have a great day. We will see you next time.
Bye.